مرحبا جميعا, hello zusammen, всем привет, and hello everyone. Strikoder here and welcome back to a new episode. In this episode we're gonna solve a starting point Linux machine on HackTheBox called Redeemer. So let's get started. First of all, make sure you are connected through a VPN and copy the IP. And I would start as always exporting the IP. Usually you would type export or check my GitHub account for the export all, and then which what it really does, it exports the IP across all the Tmax windows. Then I would run Nmap with these flags, and while Nmap is running, please make sure to like, share, leave a comment if you have any question, and subscribe. And we see 6379. So let's get back to here and check what our first task is, which is the port 6739, which is Redis 6379. Alrighty, the next one, which service is running on the part of the machine? It is Redis. What type of database is Redis? Choose from the following options. So Redis is a in-memory database which usually run on Linux systems, and it usually run with this port where you can enumerate keys, and I believe there is a couple of hack-the-box machines where you use a CVE using Redis to get a RCE. So in our case, I would type in memory database. Let me copy paste that. And which command line utility is used to interact with Redis server? Enter the program name. You would enter to the terminal without any argument. So to interact with Redis, there is Redis-cli, and using this tool you would interact usually with Redis. If you don't have that, usually you can install that using, I believe, something called Redis tools. I'm not sure. You can Google that up. However, I believe that comes with Linux machine. So in our case, we can start with Redis CLI, and you provide the -h for the host and the IP. So the answer here would be Redis CLI. And the next one, which flag is used with Redis command line utility to specify the host name? So here is the -h. If you don't know why is it the -h, you can use --help or man for manual and get the flags. So -h here for the host name. You might, I don't think that I have ever witnessed a machine with change port for that, but anyway, you can change the port. The timeout, in case if there was a timeout, or for instance you are using sockets or port forwarding, user pass if you had any credentials. So usually you would use it with -h IP and you are connected. So let's check the next task we have. Once connected to Redis server, which command is used to obtain the information and statistics about Redis server? So without checking that, usually whenever you try to use a tool, you would connect and try to use help. So here we see to get more, to get help, we need to provide um, like more information, like help for a specific command, for a tab, for a group. Since help doesn't give us um, any infos about that specific task, then you might try info or information or version or whatever is the case. In our case, info was the command that we were searching for, and it gives you the information about the server that you are connected to and what version is the Redis server. So here we can just search the version, and 5.0.7. The next one, which command is used to select the desired database in Redis. So the command is select, but how you can see, we need to specify which database we are going to select. So whenever you type information, you get the version, you get the process ID, the port that's running on, the config path, the client, the memory, and few parameters of the persistence, stats, CPU, cluster, key spaces, and that's it. And in order to select a database, you would specify the select with the database that you are going to select. So for instance, select 1, select 2, and then you deal with the database. So, oops, I will provide this. And the next question is how many keys are present inside the database with index 0. So I would type exit, connect again, and in here select the index of the database, and you would type keys star, and we have 4 keys in that, so we would type here 4, and probably the next one would be to get the root flag. So which command is used to obtain all the keys? After we are connected, you select, you type get and the key. Here the tool is giving you a hand, so get flag. I cannot recall actually if we need to put double quotations or not. Let me try without. So it's the same with or without the double quotations. Let me actually check the hand. Use Google, okay. And it was incorrect. Okay, here it should be get. So which command to obtain keys star? I thought I wrote that. And here we submit the root. And that was it. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.